crafters, it's Jen Evers with Quality Crafts, and today I want to share with you how I created this faux metal technique, and it's definitely not a new technique. I just want to see if this light will make it any better. I can't really tell, but you can definitely see the shine more. The only thing that you need to create this look, and I also did it on a box, the top of a box. And if you're on my Facebook, you've probably already seen these. But the only thing that you really need is Aleene's tacky glue, the original one. And then whatever chipboard piece that you want to use, or paper. Like I said, I did this one on a box. This was just craft paper. Ignore the noise in the background, that's my cat. They always think they're hungry. In case you don't have Rub and Buff, because that's what I use, you can use any sort of inks that you have. This one is just a Brilliance type ink. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Platinum Planet. But if you want to do gold, silver, copper, whatever kind you want, you'll get different looks. So this one I did, it's very similar to the one I'm going to show you with, and then I just used the Brilliance of this kind of ink in a copper tone, and that's how I got the look of that one. So I'll put that one right there. All I did was simply use my ATG gun, put a little bit of sticky on the back of this piece, and then put it right on the end of my tweezers because I don't want to burn myself. And then I'm just going to put glue directly on here, pretty thickly. You want a thick layer because if there's not much glue on there, then there's really nothing to burn, and you won't get any of the variegated lines and interesting texture that's on like the front of that box where you can really see it. Okay. If you're really particular about not having the back show through whatever color you have underneath, you can always paint it black first, or use craft cardstock, because craft cardstock does work the best, or painting it black, whichever. So now I've got a really thick amount of glue on there. You can tell that it's fully covered. You can use a lighter, you can use a candle, whatever you're most comfortable with. I'm going to move these out of the way. I'm going to use one of these long-handled ones. And I'm just going to turn on the flame, and then you're going to put the flame right into there. And you can see that it's starting to turn black from the soot, and it's going to bubble up. You might hear a little bit of crackling. But you want to do this until you get some nice texture and it pops up a bunch of times. And what your goal is that most of the glue underneath would be burnt and dried. So if you stop in the middle and look at it and you still see white, the white where it's not quite black, it's more of a really a gray, that's where the glue is still wet. You're still going to want to go over that again. And once it's all black and it's cool to the touch, if you rub your finger over the top, you notice that it gets a little bit shinier. That's what I mean when I say that you're going to buff it. I'm going to take it right off of here, and I'm going to use my towel to do a little bit of that buffing. See how it gets really shiny? Looks a lot more and more like metal when you shine it up, when you buff it after that is done. See how this part's ripping open and it's a little bit white? It's because the glue's not completely dried. So when you're doing yours, you want to make sure that is really dry before you buff. Alright, there we go. We've got our scissors made, and I still have that hole in the center where I wanted to put that brad. So I think the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to make this one silver like I have with the other one, so I'm just going to use some ink. In case you don't have rub and buff, just use any kind of metallic ink that you have and just put it on with your finger. Makes it look even more like metal, and it brings out all of the really cool texture that that glue brought out, that glue created when it bubbled and popped. Okay, and then for the last touch on this one, I'm going to find that little hole I made. And I'm going to push this little brad through. And then I've got a realistic looking one. Where's my little black paper? Yeah, so we've got some metallic scissors to put on a project. Cool, huh? So again, here I did some scissors, a little wing, some of these, but truly it worked the best on these larger pieces, and especially on this box. The box turned out awesome. So go ahead and try it, and I'll see you next video.